So the Jaguars have their defensive coordinator. Let's talk about it. So before we get into this video, shout out to this video sponsor, BetUS. Guys, it is the final week for you to enter your chance to win 2 Super Bowl tickets. Now, how do you do it? First of all, you're going to place a bet on any NFL line and share your bet slip on Twitter. Tag the BetUS official Twitter handle and also tag the friend that you would be taking with you. Use the hashtag BetUS LVIII. Look, guys, the contest is going to end the 25th of January with the winner being announced on the 26th. So, guys, this Friday, you guys could learn that you're winners of 2 Super Bowl tickets. That would be crazy for one of my followers to be able to win those. And look, there's also Super Bowl odds over there on BetUS. Right now, the 49ers are the favorites at plus 150, which means that if you put $100 down on the 49ers winning the Super Bowl, you would win $150. The Ravens are at number 2 at plus 200. Kansas City at plus 350. And the Lions at plus 750. I got to say, I like that line. But with all that said, if you're interested in any of this, guys, BetUS is going to offer you a 125% deposit bonus up to $2,500. 24-hour payouts, 24/7 customer service. Thank you to BetUS for sponsoring this video. Now let's talk about Jaguars defensive coordinator. Now, 2 weeks ago on this day, the Jaguars fired defensive coordinator Mike Caldwell, and the rest of the defensive staff went along with him. Now, the Jaguars spent 2 weeks searching for a defensive coordinator, and they landed on Ryan Nielsen, defensive coordinator of the Falcons last year. Now, a little bit about Ryan Nielsen. He is 44 years old. He has 1 season as a player in the NFL and 1 season as a player in the Arena Football League. He's been in the coaching league. He's been coaching college football from 2005 to 2016. In 2017, he started his tenure in the NFL with the Saints as a defensive line coach. From 2017 to 2022. In 2021, he was an assistant head coach. And in 2022, he was co-defense coordinator before getting hired over to the Atlanta Falcons with Arthur Smith. And he served as the defensive coordinator on his final year there. So he served 1 year as defensive coordinator, and now he is no longer there. And why? It's because, look, they're searching for a head coach. Arthur Smith got fired, and they're looking like they're probably going to bring in Bill Belichick. So he's going to bring in his own guys, so he was allowed to interview. And the Jaguars made quick work with bringing him in to be the Jaguars defensive coordinator. Now, a couple things about him. He was top 10 in pass defense for the Falcons, also in third down and also in red zone. And he also doubled the team sack total from 2022 to 2023, going from 21 sacks to 42 sacks. And he did all that without the Falcons really having any kind of premier edge rusher over there. So he was really making a lot of use out of a defensive line that didn't really have a whole lot. And look, the thing is, you always want to look at what fans are saying about it. And look, Falcons fans are pretty upset with losing him. The Falcons have had a pretty bad defense over the course of the last, I guess ever since Dan Quinn. And, and a lot of Falcons fans are like, man, we lost him. We had a good defense last year. It stinks. But, the Falcons fans are upset about it. The national media is really, really praising it. And look, his thing that he's really, really suited for is he's a defensive line coach. And apparently, over with the Saints, he did a lot of good work when it comes to improving pass rush over there and teaching technique. And that's what the Jaguars freaking need right now. We have Josh Allen. Hopefully we will, because he's an unrestricted free agent. You have Trayvon Walker, but outside of that, man, you have like Yasir Abdullah, who's a developmental project. And like, what else do we really have? I mean, Chaseon's a free agent. Smoot's a free agent. We don't really have a whole lot invested there right now. I imagine we're going to draft somebody. I wish we had like 5 first-round picks this year. I feel like we have so many needs. But nevertheless, a lot of teams interviewed him to be their defense coordinator, and a lot of teams that are looking for head coaches aren't even going to have the opportunity. You have the Falcons looking for a head coach. You have the Chargers looking for a head coach. You have head coach openings all over the place, and we were able to swoop him up before another team tried to bring him in as their guy. So that's really good to see. He's going to have full control of this defense with Press Taylor and Doug Peterson being on the offensive side of the ball. I'm sure that was very attractive to him. And That's one guy I wanted. I wanted a guy that has been a defense coordinator before. And I wasn't really a fan of the Wink Martindale thing. He's just kind of an old curmudgeon. And, apparently Manuel from the Jets was a guy that the Jaguars really liked, but I just thought he was too just not enough experience for me. The Hewitt from the Ravens was also the guy that was being looked at. I just wanted the guy that's been there, done that. And look, he's going to bring a new defense. Look, he runs like a press man scheme, and the Jaguars, when it comes to, their defense, that's not how they run things. I mean, they play a lot of zone. And you look at it, Trey Herndon is also obviously horrible at man coverage because he's not very fast. And outside of that, Tyson Campbell has always been at his best in zone coverage. So has Darius Williams. But both of those guys are entering into contract years, and Darius Williams might be a cap casualty. So, I imagine in 2-3 years, we're going to look definitely in 3 years, I should say, we're going to see a completely different unit out here. And you wonder if Tyson Campbell can play to this kind of defense, because that's going to be a big decision the Jaguars will have to make in a couple years is, what do we do with Tyson Campbell? Of course, he got hurt and he finished the year pretty bad, but, we've seen him play some good cornerback for us. So gonna have to change up some personnel, but I'm glad we hired this guy. But look, guys, a job is not done. Like, I don't know what the Jaguars are going to do with the offense. It's looking like it'll probably keep around Press Taylor and have them work to figure out what the heck went on with that offense. And there are rumors from Pete Prisco that maybe Balky might be out the door, that he might voluntarily retire and maybe take a league office job. I don't know. That was a rumor that popped up. I need to read more into it and see if it's worth a video, but that was definitely surprising to see. But overall, it's going to be a very, very busy off season. Look, we're going to have to do a lot of self-auditing, be like, what went wrong with this team where you go from 8-3 to 9-8 and miss the playoffs? They're going to have to really see what is the idea of this team? What kind of team do we want to be? Do we have the right personnel to be able to do what we want to do? Because if not, you're going to have to shift a lot of things to play to your personnel strength. I don't know. It's going to be a long off season of figuring out who to cut, choosing money wisely to spend in free agency, and of course, can you freaking have a good draft class? My God. Come on, Balky. I swear, I'm looking around like we literally could have had fan votes on Twitter build this team better than what Balky's been doing the last couple of years. But is what it is, guys. But the Jaguars had their defense coordinator. In positive news, this was probably the best guy they could have hired. Really excited about this one. He brings a lot of energy. He's a young guy, decently young. So it'll be exciting. Let me know what you guys think about this hire. Appreciate BetUS for sponsoring this video. 125% deposit bonus down below. Go Jags.